Hello everyone, this is James at the Martial Archive. Today is a happy day. Why? Because I got some new acquisitions for the archive. It's always a happy day when new stuff comes in. I haven't bought many lobby cards lately because there's just been nothing that I can see around that I need to get. And all of a sudden, a few days ago, there's a guy on the internet who's got a stack of 125 lobby cards. But I've already got a lot of them, and he wouldn't separate them. He said, no, I've got to sell them all. And I said, well, the price is too high for what I need from what's there. This is what I need. I want 46 of the cards. You can keep the rest, do what you want with them. I don't want those. But he refused to separate them. So we gave it 24 hours, and he didn't find anyone else interested. So I was his only prospect. I said, I'm not paying that much. This is how many I want, this is how much I'm willing to pay for them. Finally, he sent me a price for the lot, which was close to what I was offering for the ones I wanted. And there were a few other cards in there that I wouldn't mind having, but I wasn't going to buy at the price they were. So since he did me a good deal, I took the lot. Unfortunately, there's a lot of spare cards, but I got some good stuff. So I'm going to show you some now. It's mostly Panna related, which is good. So anyone who's interested in Panna Rittikrai films, you might like to see this. So, here we go. The first few I cannot show you. It's a Chinese porn film. And I don't know how YouTube feels about X-rated stuff. These are pretty X-rated. So, better keep those secret. I wouldn't have bought them, except they came as part of the job lot. I do collect everything, but I don't really care for porn's sake. If it's like a film that has some porn in it, but it's also got action or drama or whatever, it's a proper film that just happens to have some porn scenes, that's one thing. This is quite another. Anyway, most of these cards are from the company call-Panna. Now, anyone who's interested in Panna Rittikrai films will know that call-Panna is the company where he did some of his best work. Now, after he left call-Panna, they made a couple more films, including this one. Panna's got nothing to do with this, some C 1995. And then they stopped making films, so I think they weren't very good without him. Then there's this film called Oi Wan Oi Kanong, with a girl doing a crane stance, which again I wasn't going to buy, but because they came as part of a job lot at a half decent price, alright, I'll keep those. I come to the Panna stuff. Now, got to talk about this, but need some context first. So there were some Panna films that were released on DVD around the world, in America and in England. The first one that came out some years ago was Spirited Warrior. The real name of that is Blutmak Kun Maka Part 4, Wake It to Kill 4, which they released first because it's got Tony Jaa. Then they did another film with Tony Jaa, Battle Warrior, which is not the real name. I can't remember what it is right now. Then they released Born to Fight, Panna's first starring role, and still one of his best films. Those came out in England and America. But then in America, you got these, which we didn't get in England, which includes Wake It to Kill Part 4, and two other films they call Awakened Zombie Battles and Ghost Wars. Though it says they're Taiwanese films, whoever did this is a complete idiot. But they were nice wide, from 35mm, English subs, good prints, a really nice disc. No extras, but good solid prints of the films, and they're kind of good films. And this one is Awakened Zombie Battles. The real name is Blutmak Kun Ma Fat Pi Gat, and he had 12 cards. I've actually got 10 of them already, but he has 2 that I need. So here's the ones I've already got, but these 2 I do not already have. Having said that, now I have 10 spare cards from the film that I do not want. Some good Panna shots. So if there's any Panna fans out there who are looking for lobby cards, I've got some. And this on top of other stuff that I've already had spare for some time. Then we have Born to Fight Part 3. 3 cards that I need. I've already got one in my collection, but hard to find from this film. One spare, there's 2 the same here. So I got 1 spare card from this if anyone's interested. Now, this is a treat. This film is one of Panna's lesser known films. It's called Con Hin Jom Torahot. Something about the man being like stone. And this was made in 1988. Born to Fight was 86. This one was 88, so 2 years later. There had been a couple of other films in between. Blutman Kun Maka Part 1, Sing Wing Louis. I think this was like his 4th, 5th film maybe. And this was good because it had a lot of heavy contact in the film. The fights were really good. Very unknown film. Only ever been released on VCD in Thailand, maybe videotape. No DVD, no release outside of Thailand, but it's a good film. I've never seen these cards before, so I'm very, very pleased to have them. Unfortunately, there's some damage, but you've got to take what you can get. And some good shots of Panna's early co-stars. This man is called Morakot Gautani. He has a number of pretty good roles in the films, especially Battle Warrior, one of his better films. And the big man is Amnat Anurak, who was also a film producer, and he died a number of years ago. His health wasn't so good due to being a bit overweight. So anyway, got some half decent cards. Sometimes when I have spares, I keep both. This one has lines across it. Can't really see from the back, and water damage. This card is better overall, but has some damage here. So if I want a picture of that, then I can try and fix whatever's wrong with it with that in Photoshop or something. And this film also features Panna, of course, with a nice moustache, rarity for him. And it has the actress Suryan Suryong, who was in a number of Panna's earlier films, including Blutman Kun Maka. I like her. She's one of the better ones. Usually when women do action, it doesn't look good because it's too soft. They put her with good people and she hit them more than them hitting her. But they're like, hit him. And she did. So her action scenes look better than the usual action scene for girls. That's a sweeping generalization, but for the time it was made, it's absolutely true. So I got some spares from this as well, but as you can see, some damage. But if you're after something Panna related that's really quite rare, you don't see these very often. I've never seen them before in all of my years here. I've been here more than 10 years. Finally got these. Then we have Naksu Muang Isan. And again, there's a number of doubles here. So you've got to be careful when you've got elastic bands that have gone old and mouldy. Sometimes they stick to cards, and that's how you get the tears on the front, like those. So those have to be stored backwards. You can also see indentations where they've been in a big pile with the elastic band pushing into the top of the card for a long time. Now, I must admit to being a bit confused by Pet Panna. I've got a number of sets from them that are 12 cards, but then there's other sets where I get 6 cards or 8 cards or 10 cards, and no one ever seems to have ever seen anything more than that. So I have 8 cards for this. I don't know if 8 is a complete set. Maybe it should be 10 or 12. I just don't know until I see them. One day someone will come along with cards that I haven't already got, and I'll, oh, there are more. It's annoying, but what can you do? So there's 7 spares from this film if anyone's interested. Again, some nice shots of Panna in his earlier days. Then we come to Sing Siam, which which is one of his worst films. I don't like it much. There's only one card that I wanted from this, because I've got a lot already, but having said that, the ones that I have, the condition is lacking a bit. So I'm going to replace those with these nicer condition. Okay, I wasn't going to buy them, but since I had to buy the lot, I shall replace those. Then we come to his second starring film, Sing Wing Louis. Again, I've already got a number of cards from that film, so there's a few that I want. And then we get to the doubles. I don't need these, I got them already. So some spares from Sing Wing Louis, if anyone out there is interested. A few nice action shots. Splits. Bit of rubber band damage, what can you do? And Shurian Shuryong again, she had the skills. Even if she wasn't particularly powerful, she could do a fly kick and she could make the technique look good. It's one of the reasons I liked her. Now we get to something that I'm quite excited about. Again, I've never seen these before. Film 3 on here, Ghost Wars. They actually got the name right, apart from the Spirited Killer part they tacked on. It's called Song Crampi, which means Ghost War. And here we have a full set of 12. I've never seen these before. Some really good behind the scenes shots as well. Some aping about. Panna going full evil mode. So, really nice stuff here. And again, got some spares. Sadly, there's not a complete set spare. There's some doubles of doubles. 2 spare on that one. I think there's 9 or 10 different ones, so if anyone's interested in that, those are up for grabs. Then we come to this, Ho Tam Sung. I've already got a set of 12. There's 12 here. I need to check the 12 are exactly the same. I think they are. I've had a look. They do seem to be the same. So, set of 12 from Ho Tam Sung going spare again, and that Anurak. Panna wasn't always in his films all the way through. There was often co-stars and side plots. He was quite a busy man. He made 100 films from 1986 to 2000, about 100 films. So he was quite busy during that time. There's a few good shots of him. So if anyone's interested in that, set of 12, complete set I'm assuming. Then we have Ta Lui. 3 cards. I've already got some from Ta Lui. I think I got all 3 of those. There's one other card in there from Su Lui Lek, and the card that I already had was not so good, so I switched that one already. That was a total no-brainer. I've got some other spare Panna cards that I've had hanging around a long time. Angel of Death, Song Den Narok, Ming Liao 3. Panna's not actually in that, but it is related. It's his company. A couple more Ho Tam Sung. So, a few things there. Now, just give you a quick whiz through my other Panna cards, just in case anyone's interested. They're broken down into 4 sections. We have Pet Panna films. After Pet Panna was KS movie. So, there's a KS pile. Then there was 138/1, so we got a pile for them. And then there's a pile for anything else that's not one of those. He did a lot of stuff. So here we have the Pet Panna pile. You can see Sing Siam, Look Ma Kum Ma Fat Pigat, Su Lui Lek, Ta Lui. Yeah, I think I got 8 on that. Ho Tam Sung, Nakan Nayok. Panna's in a tiny bit at the end. It's not really his film. This is more about Nong and Mook. They worked for Pet Panna. They were on most of his films. Nong is Panna's cousin. I don't think Mook is related, but he worked on a lot of the Pet Panna stuff. Very nice guys. I like them a lot. I've had the pleasure of spending time with both of them. Not for a long time, sadly. Mangorn... what was that? Mangorn Nua Isantai. got some from that. Pet Louis Plung, one of Panna's best films, one of his most widely known films. There was a cut and paste film called Kickboxer King. Half of it was this film. Half of it was another Panna film. Pechicat Dam, Black Killer. Singwing Louis. I've got to check the extra ones there. Balad Banuk. Sadly, I've only got one. Blutma Kunmaka Part 3. I've only got 3 cards. Tout Marina. I've got a few. That's the one where you got the masked guy. Pukao, Tiger Heel. Not one of the best films. I don't think Panna's actually in that one, is he? Oh, he is. He's not in it very much from what I remember. It's mostly this guy. And we got T.I. Part 2. Panna's in a little bit. It's more about Samar Payakarun. Panna is in it though. I'm not very good at reading Thai upside down. Pichakat Lek. I should remember the names by now. I Pang or Corsor or Fortor. This is I Pet of the train company and I Pang of the bus company. And they get in some disagreement and fights. I don't know why. I don't think I've actually watched this one yet. Probably should. Born to Fight Part 3. Spirited Killer, Blutma Kunmaka Part 4. Nakleng Glong Yao. I've got some other cards from Pet Panna, but they're different shapes and sizes. The original Born to Fight, really big cards. They're put away safely. I've got some cards from Born to Fight 2, which are long cards. And Blutma Kunmaka 1, I got some cards, those are the long cards as well, so they're put away in a different pile. So there's the Pet Pannas. Then we come to the KS. I said KS Movies, they call it KS Group. They got Song Den Narok, which is one of his better films actually, I rather like it. I can't remember what that says. Anyway, Tamin 1728. Some really good action shots in that film. I got some spares from this somewhere, if anyone's interested. There's one in particular that's really good. Well, that one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. Then we have Guan Oi, which means being annoying on purpose, which has Munjot Mok from Ong Bak and Tom Young Goong in it. Sadly, these have been nibbled at by the rats, but I've only ever seen this one set. And these two be nibbled at by rats. Bong Bong Chung, quite a funny film. I rather like it. This is one of the few Panna films that I've not been able to find yet. I know someone who has it. I've got to get it off him one day. This is, what's it called? Tangay Duat, Boiling Boat. Which again has Shurian Shuriong and Amna Anurak. You'll find them in many of Panna's earlier films. Then we got Tabam Plung and Payak Rai Sieng Soon, the drunken master type film. Alcohol makes him fight like a tiger, all that stuff. There's the KS. Then we have the 138/1. Although Panna wasn't in all of the films, but he was a producer. We got Bing Liao 3. There's one I'm not going to tell you about because that's a secret to be revealed in my book. You got Payak Rai Sieng Song 3. He changed companies for Part 3. 1 and 2 were KS. Buta Kata Talongkon, which includes Panna's son, Tong. Kondip Lek Nampi with Tony Jaa. Very good film. I really rather liked. One of his better ones. The comedy in it was very good. Kon Luk Tung with Panna singing country music. Not good. Mission Hunter Part 2. which again has Tony Jaa in it for a couple of minutes, but it's more about his cousin Nong. Cousin? Nephew. Sorry, his nephew Nong. I get confused. So many people in Panna's family worked on the films. It gets very confusing trying to keep up. Then we've got something about a tiger that he was in. It's not a good film. Gangratak Guan, which had Tony Jaa as a stuntman. This is where he really got to show what he can do. Twin Action. I got a full set from that. Tuana Dib. Yeah, Tuana Dib, again with Shurian Shuriyong. These are all independents, various different companies. Nakrong Kanong Bun. Something about a singer with a gun. I can't always remember the full translations off the top of my head. Panna in blue. And again, some good shots of Panna, some good shots of other people as well. I don't remember ever watching that one, I probably should. Something about the mythical kingdom of Laplais. Some fantasy with Amazon women, made by Santi Sucha Production. Really nice cards in this set. They're a bit damaged sadly, but I rather like it. It's quite a good film actually. Has Bao Borapak, who's like... If you say that Panna is the Jackie Chan of Thailand, then Bao would be the Sammo Hung of Thailand. He's one of the best ones. He's dead now sadly, he died about a year ago. Very sad when I found out. Sula Sula, Tiger Hunts Tiger. Only a few cards from there. Angel of Death. Some good stuff. Nice explosions and all of that. Samantarai, Three Dangerous People. That's a great shot. And we got Magic Man. Very good film. These cards are sadly quite wrecked. They're not the worst I've got, but they're pretty close to it. But still, you can Photoshop them well enough to get some decent images off them, and it's not that bad. Graduk Lek, something about man with iron bones. Quangtermaplon. Quangtermaplon. I don't remember that film at all. I've got it. I'm sure I've watched it. I just don't remember. This is one of Panna's better films. Gun of God. He does like drunken boxing and animal styles. It's really fun to watch. But these cards are in a terrible state. I've never seen any better ones, sadly. Bao Borapak again. If anyone has any good cards from this film, I want them. Let me know how much you want for them. Chudnu Nu, something about man with a funny accent. Good film. Bao again. And then we got Danger City Part 2. Really good stuff in there. So that's my Panna lobbies. There's many that are partial sets. There's many that I don't have anything on yet. I'm trying. I aim to get every card from every film one day. Not today. I've been working on it for 10 years. That's where I'm up to. So if anyone out there has any other Panna cards for sale, please let me know. Posters, I've got most already. I've got about 90 posters from his films. There's a few that I still need, but not many. The actual films themselves, I've got most of them on VCD. This is my special box of action. I have to review all of the other films first. I'm going to do all of the dramas and stuff. Get those out of the way. Then I'm going to have a few weeks where I just watch all of the action stuff. That's going to be awesome. But I have to do the boring stuff first. That's my treat at the end. Book 1, almost finished writing. I'm up to 1968 now. I've got to get to 1970, then I'll start doing the page layouts. I'll keep you updated on that later. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see here. If anyone's interested in buying any Panna Rittikrai movie stuff, I can't get most of the actual movies now. They're hard to get, and I will not do bootlegs. Don't ask me. But if you want posters, I've got a lot. If you want lobby cards, I've got a number of spares. Talk to me. Got a lot of other Thai stuff for sale as well, if anyone's interested in general. Anyway, have a nice day everyone. Bye for now.